Hey, it's another Mortgage Madness show with Mike Hobbs. I'm your host, Mike Hobbs. Thanks for tuning in today. It's what are we, about a week and a half out from Christmas? We got one more show before Christmas next week on Wednesday. Tune in next week. We're going to have Brady Seaman on. He's a chiropractor with the Movement Hub, and we're going to be talking about his business and a lot of things going on, and some of the stuff that he does for his clients that are very unique. The art technique, which he does, which is unique. I'll let him talk about it next week. But thanks for tuning in to the show today, Mortgage Madness with Mike Hobbs, where we talk about all things related to mortgage, some legal stuff, some real estate stuff, some chiropractic stuff, and also some legal stuff, which last week, if you didn't see it, go check it out. You can find us on Spotify. You can listen. You can find us on iHeartRadio. You can also find us on Facebook. You may be watching us there now. You can also find us at YouTube at it's Mortgage Madness, mortgagemadness.com. So it's mortgagemadness.com. Find us there on YouTube. And you can check out last week's show with Sean Glenn, with Glenn Law. She was awesome. We were talking about some cool things. I love Sean. She's great. And you'll notice there's something different about me. What is it? What's different? Well, other than my friend over here, who's really trying to steal the show away, a little snowman, I'm at my home. And I'm also using necessity over vanity. That's something that Sean last week told me. I need to be able to see stuff online and on my notes and stuff like that. And there's sometimes where the print's really small, like today, we're going to be showing some slides and it's small. So I've given up my vanity. I'm going with necessity and I've got glasses on. So that's what's new. We're going to be talking about renovation loans today. So if you saw any of the leads in, we're going to be talking about renovation loans, and why that is important is because you may be looking at buying a home and you don't want it because it doesn't have the right kitchen, or you'd love it if you could remodel the kitchen, but you don't have the funds are tight, your money for down payment, or if you're doing a low down payment loan, 95 or 97, or even a zero down with a VA, you don't have the money to actually be able to improve it, remodel the kitchen. The kitchen can be functional. The bathrooms can be functional. They can be great, but they're just from 1970 or 1980 and you want to redo them. You can actually build that in to the price of the home at the time you purchase it. So it's an awesome program. And Loan Depot, I'm a loan officer, home loan officer for Loan Depot. Woohoo, there it is. The purple and green monster. Love it. Love working here. 38 years in the industry and mortgage, legal, and real estate. I love Loan Depot for a lot of things they do. But in the vein of the renovation loans, and I hope I was saying renovation just a minute ago, not relo, because relo is something that we do too. But renovation loans, we're number one in the country in renovations. We're the number one lender in the country, mortgage lender in the country for renovation loans. So you're at a great place. So I'm Mike Hobbs. I'm a loan officer. NMLS is 1804310. And you can see all of my stats running down there. Below. You can reach me at any of those things. You can reach out to me on the cell phone. You can reach out to me at the website and my email. My phone number is 208-643-2865, 208-643-2865. For those that are listening on Spotify and not have the benefit of being able to see me. Those that can't see me, well, that's actually a good thing. You really don't want to see me, but anyway, so renovation loans, we're the largest in the country. We do that. And I'm here at my home filming today because it's really cold outside. You can see the snow behind me in the window, and we have a snowman there because it's Christmas time and he's cold. I'm a little chilly, so I have my hat on. But also, if you notice up in the top, just above me right here, that you can see the corner of a stained glass window. This window, and you can see some bullet holes in it too. That's a discussion for another time. There's another one right here. Those are some bullet holes. I live in a great neighborhood, but kids will be kids. So the BB gun got a hold of that window just a little bit ago. The neighbor's going to replace it. But long story short is that window, and we put a storm window on it to protect that 122-year-old window. I was going to say the window's 122 years old. So is my home. And that window, we kept that on there. We keep it on all year because we're near a golf course. Golf balls come over sometimes, and unfortunately BBs also find their way to the window, and that protected it. So that is the storm window that's been damaged. Luckily, the 122-year-old stained glass window is not damaged. So at the end of the day, the renovation loan is great for a home like this, 122 years old. And yeah, it still needs some work. We've done the kitchen, we've done the master bathroom on our own. But if we were buying this home and it really needed all those things and we wanted to finance that into the purchase, that's what a renovation loan does. And it's not just for the necessities, it's for anything that you want to do. So that's what a renovation loan is. Let's take a look at that. There we go. Put it back up. What is a renovation loan? There it is. What is renovation financing? So with this loan, the borrower can purchase or refinance property and include the additional money for required repairs or optional improvements and renovations. So required repairs would be, I've got a picture later on in the slide. In fact, if you want to put it up for water damage there, if you could, put up the water damage slide real quick. So there's a pic of water damage because the roof's caved in. You can see a lot of damage from water that had infiltrated that home and really wrecked it. Well, that's necessary. That's required repairs. So a renovation loan takes care of the required repairs in the purchase. It could even burn down and it could rebuild the home from fire, water, something like that. But there's also the optional things. So here we go with the optional improvements. So you come in, you see the kitchen like we did, and it was a 1970s kitchen. And actually, when we bought it, we were looking at it online. It had green countertops, and I was going, oh, there's a cup holder like you have in a boat, right? Where you can put your cup. There was a circle in the middle of the island. And I was going, that's cool. I wonder why they have something like that. Well, that's cool. I mean, the house isn't moving, so you really need to, but that's kind of an interesting feature. And we got here and we looked at it. It wasn't a hole for a cup. It was somebody that set something on it at some point in time, previous owners, and they had burned the top, and it had burned the cover of that. I forget what it is, of not the Formica, but whatever that covering is on the counters they're old fashioned, and they burned a hole in it. So back to that slide. The renovation loan. So borrowers can purchase a home, does not require rehab or finance the cost into modernization and cosmetic repairs. See eligible requirements, it says. But this is done in one loan. So with one closing and one mortgage payment, all the work, optional and required, is completed post-closing. Now listen to that, post-closing. This is what a renovation loan does in renovation financing. So you have the purchase price. And in this example online, we have $250,000. The rehab amount is $50,000. Which means we would give you a loan for $350,000. Not exactly, because it depends on the different types of loans. We're going to touch on those briefly with the few minutes we have left. But with conventional, you have a down payment requirement. VA, you do not. And FHA, you may have a down payment. So there are different loan programs that are available. FHA, conventional, and VA are all eligible for renovation loans. So let's go ahead and take a look at the next slide, which is the purchase contract. And if you're doing a purchase contract, you know you're going to buy a house. Let's say you have the house, you see it, and you're working with your agent as buyer, and you go, this is great. Your agent needs to reach out to me and talk about how we structure the contract so that we go into the transaction and let the seller know this is a renovation loan. And so we get the sales price for that $250,000 in the example before, and it's going to cost $50,000 to repair it. We're really writing that contract for $250,000. We're going to build $50,000 in because that 50 is going to be warranted or confirmed through a general contractor, for example, that says, yeah, we're going to have to do $50,000 to get it to where you want it, or do the kitchen, do the bath, or to fix the water damage, whatever it is. And that means we've got to have a value of at least 300 in that example. Now, that's going to be an appraisal that comes in at 300. And it's not worth that today when you close. It'll be worth that once the repairs are done. You have 6 months to complete that, up to a year to complete that after you close. It's a beautiful way to get, I would call it, I don't know, it's just my off the fly term. It's like a mini construction loan without all the hassles. So we can close in, 45 days on these and knock it out. It's pretty cool. So a correction on the contract, you have to do an addendum if you don't write it in. So again, see me and I'll help your agent write that contract properly so that we don't have to go back and do it again afterwards. So that's cool. The purchase contract needs to be written if you're doing it. Renovation financing builds in the cost of repairs and are mandatory or not mandatory to do that. And that's okay. We can move on to the next one. Let's go on to slide 3, if you don't mind. And that is eligible occupancy types for home style renovation. Owner occupied, this would be a conventional loan. Maximum loan to value is 95%, or under the Home Ready program, depending on how you qualify, first time buyer, things like that, it's 97% loan to value, 3% or 5% down on a conventional loan. You can do this. Second homes, you can do it on a second home, which is incredible. Second home, 90% loan to value, 10% down on a second home, and you can get the money to do the repair for your second home, your little vacation home where you're going to spend some time in it during the year. That's great. We have a lot of second home purchases around here in Coeur d'Alene. That's where I'm working from today, and you're doing the show from. That's why the snow in the background. Show that snow again in the background. That is the snow back there. You can see it on that roof right there. I'm pointing to it. That's why we have a snowman because it's Christmas time and it's cold out. But I'm in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. And we have a lot of second homes, people buying second homes to come here for vacations. So that's cool. So you can do that. Throw that slide back up for me. So on a second home, it's max 90% loan to value, 10% down. An investment property, if you're an investor and you want to buy it and it needs some work before you can put a tenant in there, you can do this on a single family only, but you can do this at 85% loan to value. So if you're an investor and you're going to buy a home and it's going to need repairs before you can rent it, you can build that into the buying of the home at that time and close at an 85%, 15% down on a renovation loan. So that's really cool. Let's go to slide number 4, if you would. That's going to be our FHA 203. So 203K, aside from a B is your standard purchase. We have a down payment or not, whether you get down payment assistance for a 203B. But the K just means construction or renovation. In this case, that's what we're talking about. We have a couple of different types on those. We have limited or not limited. The limited is going to be was $35,000 or less in repairs. And so you don't need that HUD consultant, but you will need a HUD consultant if you're over that amount. And HUD consultant is somebody that kind of supervises this. I think in our area, don't hold me to it, but they run about $750 to $1,000. So it's an added cost. So you're going to pay a little bit more for that. But hey, think about it. You're getting one loan. You're getting like construction financing at the current owner occupied or the current rates that are available to anybody that isn't just doing a renovation loan. So it's really cool. And then let's move to slide 5 because we want to be cognizant of our time today. We're going to be short a little bit today, but it's going to be cool. VA. Let's talk about VA. So again, we've done conventional, we've done FHA, 203K, which is the renovation heading for that. And then we have the VA. And so our VA renovation loan underwriting requirements is, and this is really cool. So you veterans out there, I mean, hey, and God bless you. Thank you for your service. If you're listening, you're a veteran. I've got 2 VA loans that I'm working on right now. Awesome. I love working with our veterans. I just closed one day before Thanksgiving. I talked about that in previous shows. It was awesome. It's what I love about my job is to get to see families and people with their kids and stuff. And this veteran was a first-time buyer in his 40s, and the kids were teenagers, and they were excited to own their own home. So it's awesome. That's what I love about what I do. Anyway, on a VA, the guidelines, no additional credit overlay, so it doesn't cost any more to do this. And the minimum FICO score is 600. Think about that. You can have a 600 FICO score, and you can get money to remodel your home and get that money at close, and then use that money with your contractor to fix the home up after you own it. So the agents get paid, everybody gets paid, the seller gets paid, they move on, we close escrow, and then you start the construction process and do the things you want to do. Remodel the kitchen and the bathroom. You can live in the house as well. If it's uninhabitable, like the pictures I showed before with the water damage or fire damage, then you can't move into it anyway, but you can start that work right away. No monthly payments. They may be financed into the loan. So that's a really cool thing. So you can finance a couple, I think it's up to 3 months worth, maybe 6. I'll have to check on my guideline. I apologize, but I think it's 3 months or 6 that you can finance in there. So as a veteran, you don't have that. Go back to that one, please, if you don't mind. And a VA appraisal is subject to repairs. So every appraisal, whether it's a conventional 203K or FHA, or it's a VA, it's going to be subject to. So in the industry, when we're doing a regular loan, not a renovation loan, agents and myself, we always look at that one line, or there's 2 lines on the 3rd page, I think it is, that says what the price is, what the value, the appraiser has valued the home at. And then we also look at subject to or as is. We always want as is. As is means there's no repairs, that it's cool. The seller doesn't have to kick in money to fix something, or the buyer doesn't have to, compromise something in buying it because something's not working, and we can't lend on it until those repairs are made. This is actually creating a subject to appraisal. We know we're going to get it, and we're closing with a subject to these improvements. The value will be X plus, and that's what we're making your loan on. We're making the loan based on the value after the improvements are made. So subject to is really cool. Okay, next slide. Let's go to that. We're on to the VA. We're still on VA. So 3rd option for the 3 kind of programs you can use. VA renovation program guidelines. Purchase max is 100%. Refinance max is 90%. Loan to value is based on the lesser of the new sales price, contract price, plus the total repairs, or the value of the home after improvements. So it's really cool. Again, you can build that in. As eligible borrowers are owner-occupied primary residences only, and obviously you have to be an eligible veteran. But I want to reiterate, for VA loans, where you're putting zero down and you don't have the money for those repairs, but you really want to do that bathroom or that kitchen, you can build that in, assuming you qualify. You have to qualify for the extra money you're borrowing. So if you're borrowing $50,000 to do a full, bathroom, bedroom, and a kitchen, you need to make sure that you can qualify for that extra money. I think that's it. We talked about the water damage. Show that slide one more time. That's an extreme case. I actually have a picture. I didn't put it up today. I didn't have it available, but there's a picture of one house that's burned down. Basically, there's like two walls standing. It's burned down. That's a renovation loan. You'd think that's full construction, but it's being sold on a fire sale, no pun intended. And it's being sold obviously at a huge discount because it's basically a burned down house. But you can get it super cheap, and you can build all the money into to build it, the $200,000, whatever it is, $300,000, to build it in, to bring it back to its glory. And you can do that through a VA, FHA, or conventional loans. So renovation loans are awesome. Let's talk about this one in. We've been going about 16 minutes. It's going to be a short show today. I want to thank you. I want to thank everybody that has subscribed to my channel, that watches this. I'm trying to bring good information. I'd love to see some posts. I don't know if we have anybody talking to us up there. We get usually a couple people saying hi. I missed last week. There were a couple, and I didn't see those come across. I'll get better at that, I promise. And with these on now, I'll be able to do that with the glasses. But we usually go to the what's up with that. And, it's getting close to Christmas. And last week I was joking with Sean Glenn, the attorney that we had on. She's awesome. And if you need her, look back on the last week's show and you can find her information online. Again, Spotify, we talked about it, YouTube, and or Facebook. But it was great to this setup. And we were talking about, more hugs, kinder, be gentler, kinder, be grateful, all the things that the Christmas time and the holiday season brings. And I jumped right into my what. She set her up. What's up with that? Which is the rant about what's going on, who's doing something wrong. We're going to get on them and jump on them. And you know what? I got the spirit of Christmas in me. And honestly, I really don't feel like ranting. I've got some rants to do, but you know what? We're going to pull it down and not do that until the beginning of the year, and then I'll jump back on those things and point out some anecdotal things that are kind of curious to me. And like why do people do that? Why do we get involved in certain things and that happen to us? Whether it be driving and entering the freeway, or whether it be some of the businesses we rely on and how they, treat us with customer service, but it's really not customer service. I had that happen with, what was it? I wasn't going to talk about it. I'll talk about it next time, but something happened. I had it up and I said, you know what? I'm going to pass. So it's Christmas time. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to everybody. Next week, we're going to have Brady Seaman on. So I saw Brady today a little while ago and got an adjustment. He's awesome. And he's going to talk about the stuff he does that's unique and different than no other chiropractor does. And then we'll talk a little bit about flag football coming to the area of CDA. He's going to be involved in that with me and providing some benefits to kids ages 5 to 15 that may be playing and be involved in that with us. There's Eric Gonzalez. Hey, thank you, Eric, for tuning in and listening. Eric is an awesome real estate agent. He's local. He's with Next Home Realty 365 here in Coeur d'Alene, and he's great. We have a deal we're trying to put together right now, and I've worked with Eric for a while now. So Eric is listening. Hey, Eric, you want to ask me a question? Don't do it. I won't answer. I'm not going to answer any more of your questions today. But I like Eric. So if you need Eric, reach out to Eric, and you can catch him in Coeur d'Alene at 365 Next Home 365 Realty in Coeur d'Alene. So Brady Seaman will be on next week. What's up with that? Will return. That segment will return where I rant about something that bugs me, and that'll return in January. And thanks for tuning in for the renovation loan. So if you need anything, or you want to talk, I should say, if you need assistance in mortgage financing, real estate, I refer agents all the time. I'm great. Eric would be one of those. But there's some great agents out there. I know a lot of people don't know how to find a good agent, so I can refer you to a really good agent like Eric. I can also refer you to a lot of ancillary services that may help you with CPAs and what have you in every aspect. And I've been doing this 38 years, owned and built a bunch of homes. My wife and I, Caroline. Hi, Caroline. Thank you. I know she's watching today. And it's been a great great life in the mortgage industry and the real estate industry, and we'll continue doing that. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week before Christmas, and we may go dark between Christmas and New Year's. I don't know, but we'll see you next week. And again, if you need to get a hold of me, you can reach me at my email, and you can find that on any of these broadcasts. You can find those anywhere online. It's MikeHobbs1.com is my website. The other website is itsmortgagemadness.com. You can find me there, and you can get all sorts of good stuff there. But we're going to say goodbye. I'm going to say, hey, happy holidays. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for subscribing, liking, and hitting the notifications. If you haven't done that yet on the YouTube, please do that. Helps me out a lot. And we won't bug you. We're just going to be there and let you know when we have a show coming up. And you can always post and ask me questions that you want to talk about on the show. I'd love to get some questions ready for the shows that come up in the future. But in the meantime, I'm going to sign up, cue music, and next week. Bye, guys.